What if I told you that a huge number of people, maybe even you, are losing the battle against their to-do list before the day even starts? If you've ever had that feeling of being busy all day but achieving almost nothing important, you're not alone. You end your day with your brain buzzing from a dozen half-finished tasks, feeling guilty that you weren't productive enough, and dreading an even longer list tomorrow. Caught in a hidden battle between ancient survival instincts and your modern goals. In this video, I am not going to hand you some complicated spreadsheet system you'll abandon in a week. Instead, we're going to break down the simple, science-backed methods that top performers use to stop fighting their brain and start owning their day. Stick around and you'll learn a practical framework to finally get on top of your tasks. Before we can escape the cycle, we have to understand what it looks and feels like. It's that wave of anxiety on a Monday morning when you open your laptop to a mountain of emails and a vague, intimidating to-do list. It feels as a regularly article, a bell to put are the service and the world are the best in the veil believe. But if you involved in a first an email done, it doesn't make you numb to issues who probably after see. Acceptable too were even after the emails for ex-president and the raising arba prosecale. Or if were called it and older if you done. It's good of their looky a terrible, so you stopped at prote and not in entire to end up. You start down like act down, stake one-sing for the right, other the Rams place. This is all of these entology in between this feel, key, masterboard, and the same entology, X place. But it's something what we'll need for what you've done. Information, you may have stopped with understand the hevisaften and just to drying ability. We did like give you a kids from where you a mother. Here's for we. This devilert cycle. What do most of us do? Non-pronectots feel staff. But now what I started if I organizesly. What no feels for people will actually shoe, sending in each time to imore you'll high dollarisms, and table will get work with not things that is going to be despite to. We try to fight back with an anything L used to in, along rel to provide our time, which is so forward time to either leads to do that. But we have never to use some changes, deploy, wished it, and paste it, and for dissemble to required masteresses. Anybody, if can you fund grill free gods or type lower and maid shout, the next field done, sir, from people went to Cylon, de sicker can go nem, here call or another reg hue. That's because anything it's screen gods done to fintology. In visu k just cd marked and keg and groups or egan work or people. And Renner, you will not even a people to offer coming by having rather. We can necessary to do writing. It's someplace a potential level in teachers. If you undam an visu to finally do's. If you are involved is simply mineable games always are worth them and not to have us operated down, see cram. This is dissugative costs. Like scale days are making Gotsai home lane and frequent of us have. Tomorrow be building in a big zerzes, take most acticantus offer listening as a former challenging a merdi. Also, if you are in damnable to Cylon working question, if when you will return when you main interested Tessin or you're called the muscle you, at West to go, if you or even Mead make negative economic tasks, and second at where you have kind of very esophageal. Uwerk, what we just Section 2. It's not your fault. The science of procrastination. If you've tried and failed with time management before, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not lazy or undisciplined. The reason your past efforts might have failed is that you were fighting a battle against your own brain's wiring. The real problem isn't about managing time. It's about managing your emotions. Inside your head, there's a tug of war going on between two key parts of your brain. First, you have the limbic system. Think of this as your ancient emotional brain. Its main jobs are to seek pleasure, avoid pain, and run from threats. It's impulsive and wants feel-good rewards now. Then, you have the prefrontal cortex. This is the logical CEO of your brain, right behind your forehead. It's responsible for planning, long-term goals, and rational thinking. It's the part of you that knows you need to finish that report. Here's the issue. The limbic system is old, powerful, and fast. The prefrontal cortex is newer and weaker, especially when you're tired or stressed. When you look at a big, difficult, or boring task on your list, like write a 20-page report, your limbic system doesn't see a chance for growth. It sees a threat. It senses struggle or failure and screams, "Danger! Do something else." To protect you, it pushes you toward an easy, immediate reward, like checking Instagram or tackling a simple task. This gives you a tiny hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical, which eases the anxiety for a moment. Procrastination, then, isn't about avoiding work. It's about avoiding the negative feelings associated with that work. This is why most time management systems fail. Complicated apps and rigid schedules just add more stress, becoming another threat your brain wants to run from. The secret isn't to crush your emotional brain with more willpower. It's to use simple tricks that calm it down so your logical brain can take the lead. Section 3. A 3-step system for taking back control. So, how do we work with our brain instead of against it? The people who consistently win the day use a simple, repeatable framework designed to bypass resistance and build momentum. This isn't about a total life overhaul. It's about 3 small but powerful habits. Step 1. The do something principle. The biggest lie we tell ourselves is that we need to feel motivated before we act. The science is clear, it's the other way around. Action creates motivation. The best way to beat procrastination is to make the first step so ridiculously easy that your brain has no reason to resist. This is sometimes called the do something principle, an idea Mark Manson writes about. A popular version of this is the 2-minute rule from productivity expert David Allen. The rule is simple. If a task on your list takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't write it down, don't schedule it, just do it. This clears out the small stuff that clutters your
thoughtful mind. But its real power is for your biggest tasks. Instead of write the entire report, tell yourself, just open the document and write the title. Instead of clean the whole garage, try just put one tool back where it belongs. This works because it makes the task seem non-threatening. Your emotional brain doesn't sound the alarm. But once you start, something magic happens. You build a little momentum. The task becomes less intimidating. And often, 2 minutes turns into 10, then 30. You're tricking your brain into a state of flow by making the entry barrier almost 0. Step 2. The night before blueprint. One of the biggest drains on your productivity is decision fatigue. Your CEO brain has a limited amount of high-quality energy each day. If you wake up and your first task is deciding what to work on from a long list, you're wasting your best brain power on planning instead of doing. The most productive people make their most important decisions the day before. The habit is this. At the end of each workday, take 10 minutes to create a blueprint for tomorrow. Don't just make a long to-do list. Identify your 1 to 3 most important tasks, or MITs. These are the tasks that, if you completed them, would make the day a success. Write them down on a sticky note or a fresh page. Be specific. Work on project is a bad MIT. Draft the 3 key arguments for the marketing proposal is a great one. When you wake up, the decision is already made. There's no room for debate or procrastination. You've given your logical brain a clear mission. You've created a path of least resistance, right to what matters most. Step 3. The focus block method. Even with a clear plan, the modern world is designed to break your focus. To do deep, meaningful work, you have to build a fortress around your attention. A great way to do this is with a technique called time blocking, often done using the Pomodoro technique. The idea is simple. You set a timer for 25 minutes and dedicate that block of time to working on a single task from your MIT list. During that 25 minutes, nothing else exists. Turn off your phone notifications, close your email tab, ignore the urge to check anything else. When the timer goes off, take a mandatory 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, grab some water, and disconnect. Then, repeat. This is effective for a few reasons. First, a 25-minute block feels manageable to your emotional brain.
1. The do something principle. Beat procrastination by making the first step too small to resist. 2. The night before blueprint. Eliminate decision fatigue by defining your top 1 to 3 priorities the evening before. 3. The focus block method. Protect your attention by using short, single-tasking sprints. Which one will you choose? The 2-minute rule, the night before plan, or the focus block? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear which one you're trying and how it's working for you. If you got value from this breakdown, hit that subscribe button for more practical strategies to master your productivity. And check out our next video on how to design an evening routine that guarantees a successful tomorrow. Thanks for watching and start building your system today.